Hello. Beep, 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 beep. Morning, peeps. How we doing? Right. School governors told to dismiss grooming gang concerns. This is extraordinary. It's from the Telegraph, and it's a gift article, so I've done the gift article thing, so you can read it. The links are in the Dubras as usual, but it's just an extraordinary thing. I read this with utter dismay to a certain degree, and it's so indicative of where we're at. That's the problem. And I think going through it is something that's worth you and I doing this morning. Before we start, if you want to be a warrior teacher next year, I'm going to run some sessions to ask question sessions. I think I'm stuck with that. I don't know what to do about that because I can't just go, right, sign up here because I'll get lunatics from all over the place. So I'm thinking I might have to charge a penny or something, a 50p, so I can get people's details. Because if you're not willing to put your details down when you come to something, then I think I could be surrounded by the nefarious ne'er-do-wells. It's very difficult. I don't know what to do. Anyway, that's another thing altogether. So if you want to be a warrior teacher, we're starting next year. So there's going to be an intake next year. I'll put up some details about that as we get past the old crimbo. Other than that, if you can subscribe like the usual, and also if you could buy me a coffee or come and be a subscriber on Twitter or a subscriber on Substack. So school governors told to dismiss grooming gangs concerns. Disgraceful question removed from safeguarding training after concerned parents raised the alarm. School governors have been encouraged to dismiss concerns about grooming gangs as disinformation. I mean, for the love of God, the Telegraph can disclose. What's happened to safeguarding? I mean, this is an obvious a huge safeguarding problem because part of the safeguarding training that is given to school governors was done so because we recognised the dangers that were inherent in some of the things that were going on. I mean, the recommendation came from the independent inquiry into child sexual abuse, for God's sake, in 2022. But yet here we are still treating trans like it's anything but a safeguarding issue. It is a safeguarding issue. Schools that push that, I mean, you should empty them out in my mind, but that's just me. Thousands of governors undergoing safeguarding training this year were presented with a scenario involving rumours of men belonging to a particular religion committing violent crimes against women. They were asked to identify the scenario as an online safety risk because children were spreading disinformation. This is so weird. I mean, this whole disinformation, misinformation thing, which they're rattling on about in the curriculum review, watch them. It's not their damn job to teach kids to do that. The training session, which MPs described as shocking and concerning, was delivered by Governor Hub. It actually sounds like it should be a person. It's not. It's a management tool for school governors that is used in 2/3 of schools in England. Mandatory safeguarding training for school governors was recommended by the independent inquiry into child sexual abuse, amid concerns that evidence of grooming gangs and child sexual abuse was routinely ignored by schools and other institutions. You know, if schools find out that there's some kind of dilly-dally and abuse going on of any kind, particularly the horrendous stuff we've seen, then a call to the police should be your first thing, surely. However, governors are required to receive this safeguarding training and encouraged to take a refresher course each year. Most schools outsource this responsibility to a third-party company. There you go. There's your problem. No due diligence. But if this one's being used in over 60% of schools, it's who the hell would have done due diligence on that? The government? Bridget? However, critics said the training scenario suggested that the threat from grooming gangs was downplayed rather than addressed, contradicting the IICSA's aim in the first place. Chris Phillip, the Shadow Home Secretary, said it is shocking that training for schools categorises what sounds like a description of a rape gang as disinformation or a conspiracy theory. We now know that the majority of rape gang perpetrators were of Pakistani origin. Claiming this is disinformation is exactly how the rape gang scandal was covered up in the first place. This so-called training is a disgrace and little more than propaganda designed to aid the cover-up of these appalling crimes. Right, okay. So situate this in your mind, along with the curriculum redesign, which explicitly says they're going to teach kids to deal with misinformation and disinformation. Are we in trouble or are we in trouble? Do you see? The Governor Hub training quiz, a training quiz. These are teachers. These are governors. These are governors. A training quiz for adults It said at the board meeting, your staff governor reports overhearing pupils in her class talking about a video they were sent, falsely claiming that men belonging to a particular religion are using new tactics to commit violent crime against women in your local area. Governors were told that pupils have sent the video to their friends because they think it's true and want to help girls in their class to stay safe. They were then asked. A governor spokesman said the question was designed to test knowledge of online safety risks to students, but that the use of an example that alluded to grooming gangs was inappropriate. Do you think? Who are these idiots? The 5,000 governors who have already completed the training will be contacted to inform of the change. Sarah Champion, the Labour MP for Rotherham, said it was concerning that rather than seeing the scenario as an opportunity to discuss child protection, governors are only given negative options to shut down debate. She said, my bigger worry is that it will lead to governors dismissing real cases of violence against women and girls. Make no bones about it. This type of training that they're doing here, well-intentioned though it may be, is in the same school as unconscious bias, anti-racist, trans ally, and all the usual bum gravy that comes with it. It's designed to undo your natural protective instinct when it comes to safeguarding. That's what it's for. And that's a disgrace, an utter disgrace. That's the only way to describe it. The training materials were disclosed to the Telegraph by a concerned parent governor who said they were worried about the question would encourage governors to dismiss claims of child sexual abuse. The parent said thousands of girls were gang raped by, as the question describes, men belonging to a particular religion. The authorities ignored the victims. For governors to be trained to behave in a way that would enable further such abuse is sickening and highlights the casual attitude so many still have towards these evil crimes. Now, here's what gets me, right? Here's what gets me. This is incredibly serious, okay? Now, I'm an educator and I like to think I'm at the top of my game, okay? Now, I look at this and I think they've got a bunch of governors, right, who are adults doing a quiz. So are you saying that they're doing this by multiple choice? In which case they're doing it and doing it on the basis of what they've been remembered that they've been told by the trainer. Or in this case, I imagine, the presentation. Are you saying that in educating governors, there is no deep, rich, meaningful conversation about this? That it's just an electronic tick box exercise, as we are seeing everywhere? That they call online or e-learning, and which I call reading. Is that what they're doing here? The subject of safeguarding school governors, what should we do? Just put up a few slides and ask them a few questions, multiple choice. They can go back and forward till they get it right. Is that what this is? Because if so, we've got a serious problem with training of governors in this country around safeguarding, LGBTQ, trans, whatever the hell it may be. And that, ladies and gentlemen, should absolutely worry us all. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.